water first.
Hey guys, it's Dan here with the Mixtape Marketing Podcast. This is episode 18. I've got a very special guest here today from Freestyle Raps for All. His name is Pat Para, and he's a rapper, and obviously he has a website where he teaches young kids how to professionally rap. He's obviously studied rapping and has had his own albums and his own experiences, and he's shared it with like college students and elementary kids and high school students for the last 10 years. He's going around telling everyone how to freestyle rap, and very happy to have you here today, Pat. Welcome to the Mixtape Marketing Podcast. Maybe if you want to give everyone a brief introduction of yourself there before we just get into the actual flesh of the podcast.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah. Thank you. So I learned how to freestyle rap in high school when I was 16, and that kind of got me into making music. And but I didn't realize how important freestyle rapping was in my music till way later. But freestyle rapping kind of got me starting to express myself, starting to be comfortable recording music with my brother. My brother used to play the piano, and I ended up using freestyle rapping because I ended up finding out that I liked singing after I learned how to freestyle rap. And so I started making like rock songs and folk songs and just freestyle singing songs my brother would play on the piano and I would sing. And then my brother got into freestyle rapping, and we just always kind of freestyle rap back and forth. And yeah, I just had a lot of fun with it. And but yeah, that's kind of how I got into making music.
I know. Can I ask you? Can I ask you what got you into teaching it then? Why did you feel this need to teach it, or did people ask you to teach them after a while?
Yeah, well, what happened was I never thought about teaching it. Yeah, so my friend taught me in high school. He gave me these 2 golden rules. I always talk about the 2 golden rules to learn how to freestyle rap is. He told me when you're first starting out, don't worry about rhyming, and just don't stop if you mess up. Just kind of like remove all the judgment and just go. And that kind of, and he was kind of there, just kind of helping me out. And through that, I just kind of started, I freestyle rapped a little bit. I was really horrible because I wasn't rhyming. It didn't sound good, but that just kind of opened me up. And then, through the years I practiced and I feel like I got better. And then in college, a girl asked me how to freestyle rap. Like I think we were freestyle rapping with some friends, and a girl asked me how to freestyle rap. And like I was like, I remember those 2 golden rules. I was like, oh yeah, that my friend taught me these rules, and I tried to teach her that, but I was like, wait a second, like that's not gonna teach her how to rap as comfortable. I really wanted her to make sure that she was gonna be successful with it. Mm-hmm. And just kind of like I just came up with like the first like 4 steps that kind of made sense to me, and told her these steps, and she was freestyle rapping way better than I did my first time, and she wouldn't stop. And so that's when I was like, whoa, maybe we're onto something here. We just came up with these crazy steps. It worked really well for her. She didn't know how to rap at all, and she's freestyle rapping. And that's how and then from there on, I was like, wow, I really need to do some kind of course, originally it was just like, I was going to write an ebook and sell it, or something. I didn't know what I was going to do with it, but I knew I wanted to teach it. And then, I just kept on teaching it live to friends and family. And then I started teaching it in schools. My mom is a music teacher. She had me come out to like jazz camps and teaching it to their students.
Excellent.
And then I just started getting into teaching it and getting paid to teach it. And then that was cool. And then now I just got offered a job working at some after school program, some some wealthy school. They can afford things like that. They can afford, freestyle rap education.
Consulting fees were like really expensive.
Yeah. So it's funny, but yeah, I think it's really awesome. And so, but then like I really wanted to make a product because I realized that freestyle rapping was responsible for really getting me to open up creatively. Like before that, I was like super shy, I had, these ideas. I loved hip hop music. I was shy about that because none of my friends liked hip hop music. They're all into punk rock, and they kind of said a lot of racist things, like I shouldn't even be rapping because I'm white and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But freestyle rapping kind of just really opened me up and got me just kind of in that creative flow where I was able to come up with lyrics, and I started, just writing a lot of lyrics. And so because how important it was for me, that's why I kind of wanted to start teaching it, and just the the whole importance of, you know, healing through creativity and all that, and just, you know, getting in that kind of energy, I feel like is really good for kids. And, you know, any kids who are in high school who are in that kind of situation where I was like pretty bummed out kid and just, you know, I guess repressed.
Can I ask you how you overcame your fears? Most people like have fears of writer's block, and they have kind of fears of like I remember like when I used to play like acoustic guitar and stuff like that, and I used to listen to a lot of rock music when I started playing the guitar, and a lot of the songs that I listened to were like Nirvana, Pearl Jam, and stuff like that, and songs were about drugs. I was like, I don't really do any drugs. I don't really go out the house. All I do is stay here and play guitar all day. So how do I write songs? And the way I came over that was to start making up people and writing about them and writing about things that I heard about. So how did you kind of, like, when people have fears of like, oh, my life is just not interesting enough, how do you actually write about stuff? Like how do you overcome like when you can't write and stuff like that? How did you do it?
Well, I pretty much only would write, like I would write songs when I felt like it, you know, like if I was, it'd usually be about a girl. Like pretty much all my stuff is about problems with girls, you know, having a challenge, you know, and just not like really liking a girl and a girl not liking me. So that's kind of, it would always, for me, it was always kind of emotionally based. I think that's really cool. I never really did that, is write from someone else's perspective, but that's like a whole nother like limitless world that you have, you know, to be able to pick someone you think is interesting and write from their perspective, how you think they would see the world. And I've seen artists do that. And I think that's a really awesome idea, and that's limitless. I think the biggest thing that stops people is just self-judgment, and getting the idea that there's a right way to do something. And I don't think there's like one right way to do it. It's kind of just whatever people are really interested in, whatever they're feeling. But for me, it's emotional. Like everything, it's like a therapy for me. So I'll, you know, there'll be months where I don't write anything, but it's not because like I have writer's block or anything. It's just like I just haven't been focused on music, but usually I'll get to writing when I'm feeling it. But then there's also the time when, you know, you sit down, you know, with some friends and you know, listen to a beat and you want to write a rap together. And during those times, I think being, you know, having freestyle rapping, being allowing yourself to just kind of come up with anything. It just kind of comes, like it just kind of freestyling. First, you might freestyle some gibberish, and then that gibberish might sound like a word. And then you just start writing out those words and then keep freestyling until you have a line, and then you have 4 bars, and then pretty soon you have a verse. And it's definitely hard. Like there's always those humps in songwriting where, you know, like like for me, what happens is I'll come up with like a first line or a first couple lines that I really like, and then I'll get stuck, and then I'll feel like, oh shit, I'm stuck. And I think at that point, that's when it's really important to just like, you know, have an intention, like I want to finish this song no matter what, and just, you know, having that desire to finish a song. And if someone's never finished a song before, that's really hard. I think that's really hard, because if you don't have that experience of what it feels like to finish a song, then it doesn't seem real until you do have that experience. But once you do finish it, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, actually, I just thought of something there. Do you feel like freestyle rapping actually helps you find, instead of just going down to write something down, you're kind of focusing on the words on the page rather than kind of rapping on the moment and kind of saying something maybe you probably shouldn't say something, and you just kind of go, I can't believe I just said that. Like, do you ever listen to like Sway in the Morning, when he kind of brings on these kind of actors and stuff? And some of the actors that come on, I'm not sure if they've already written this stuff, but some people that go on there kind of are really good for freestyle rappers, and I'm just like going like, these guys should be huge. Like, this is probably better than if they actually went into a studio and tried to write a song. Do you feel that as a rapper that freestyle rap is like somehow it makes you more creative than actually just going like, oh, I have to write a song? Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say.
Wait, does freestyle rapping make you a little more creative? Yeah, there's something about that immediate that immediate energy that comes to you. Like they say creativity, like, you know, you don't know where it comes from. You know, like a lot of people, when they study creativity, they say it comes from outside of them. You know, a lot of artists and whatever. I read about Thomas Jefferson and just different people, when they have creative ideas, they always say, I don't know, it came out of nowhere, right? And I feel like when people allow themselves to open up to that, then it just ideas start coming. And I think for me, it's like putting on a beat, it kind of lubricates the air. Like the beats kind of lubricate the air, so that, you know, like I just was listening to a talk yesterday by Large Professor, and he was talking about how all the best rappers in the world, they just say trust the beat. The beat will tell you what to say. The beat will tell you how to flow. The beat will tell you what to do on that beat, you know, rhythmic, and just kind of doing that. And then it's your job to just kind of make yourself receptive to that, whatever you can. That's why a lot of rappers will smoke weed and drink to be able to rap, just because that kind of gets them relaxed. But, you know, you don't have to do that. If you're comfortable freestyle rapping, then you're comfortable being relaxed and being receptive to your surroundings. But yeah, the music and the beats kind of really inspire the lyrics. I don't know if I got off tangent, but
no.
yeah.
Excellent. I like where our kind of discussion goes. I always like say this to people when they come on the podcast. It's like I don't want this kind of podcast to be too structured, too rigid. And I always find a theme of every podcast that I've had so far. So it's excellent so far. But there is one thing I wanted to see. I was just looking at your biography there, and you said you've released 5 independent albums. Maybe you'd like to tell people how you started off with the first album and what you did to promote it, and then maybe kind of the mistakes and lessons you've learned throughout those 5 albums that you released, and maybe tell people what kind of things you did to promote them. So that'd be kind of cool as well to bring into the podcast.
For sure, yeah. Let's talk about that. Okay. Yeah, my first album I made was this album called Stages, and I have a lot of mistakes with it, but I had a lot of fun with it. It was an album, just a kind of a collection of all the kind of random freestyle songs I did, and a few songs I had written by friends who like gave me beats, and so there was like electronic kind of dance songs. There was some, you know, kind of rap singing songs. There was like some beatbox songs where I beatbox and just rapped a bunch of random stuff. There was some guitar stuff, like a guitar cover. And it was just really fun. It was my first album where I kind of put all these songs that I kind of tested on my friends and kind of see if they liked it. And I put them all on an album. And that was my first album. And then I used CD Baby to like print it, you know, and I did all the graphics with them. They had like a graphics team. And I used them. I ended up spending like way too much money. I probably spent like $4,000 on copying, like, you know, just like 1,000. I think it was 1,000 copies I had made for my first album, and I did all that without, you know, any marketing plan at all. So, you know, I didn't. You know, I sold a few copies to friends and family, but I didn't sell.
This was all physical downloads. Or physical CDs.
I had physical copies. I had physical copies at that time. It was probably like 2000.
Or was this digital downloads as well?
I had it on digital download too. Yeah, I had it on CD Baby digital download. And I don't think Bandcamp was out at that time, so I don't think I had that. So I think, I just think I think I had people buying it through CD Baby where they could buy the physical copy. I think most people at that time were probably buying the physical copy. But I mean, no, I didn't really sell any of it, and you know, I never made any profit back on that. But I think for me it was fun. I feel like I got to, you know, I had money at the time because I was working as a Tai Chi instructor at a retirement home, and it paid pretty well. And I had just I quit that job and then released this album, and you know. But yeah, I didn't really have any marketing plans, so I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't have any music videos for it, so I didn't really sell anything. But it was really fun to make. Like, it was like a fun album to make, and mostly just kind of friends, and you know, friends would share it with friends. But it didn't, you know, yeah.
So how did you approach your next albums after you've had that experience? Obviously, like, everyone starts from somewhere. Everyone has started from somewhere, like, and that they didn't know what to do. I was the same. If anyone took a look at my old website, it was a disaster compared to what it is now. So like everyone starts somewhere. So okay, you took that experience where, okay, I spent a lot of money and it didn't pay off. What happened next?
Yeah, totally. So that was my first album. I think that was a time, I'm not even sure if YouTube was out at that time. Well, maybe YouTube. Yeah, I think YouTube was out at that time. For sure, yeah, YouTube was out. But yeah, I didn't have any idea how to promote it. Kind of wasted a lot of money, but it was fun. I didn't really care. But then, yeah, for the next albums, I just, I kept it all digital downloads because that was like way cheaper. You just like make your own graphic, and I just use Bandcamp. And that way I could do the same thing and be a lot more likely to be in profit. And I think these days, the cool thing about having sites like Bandcamp is you don't really need to make physical copies, especially starting out. I think it's cool. It's fun to do. Like maybe, if I was in hindsight, I probably only should have made like 100 copies of my album, and that would have been a lot more, affordable, and I could still have the physical copy for fun and be able to give it to friends and stuff. But I guess if you're touring, it's good to have printed albums, but I wasn't touring. But yeah, so Bandcamp's really cool. You just make a graphic. And then for my last album, I Lowered was like an alternative electronic rock album. My brother made me a couple music videos, and I think that was the biggest help. My brother actually makes music videos for a living. So that was really fortunate that I had my brother, and then him making me videos, that really kind of spread my music more. And there's a site called Antvil. I think it's videos.antvil.org. Have you heard of that site?
No, but I'll keep it in the show notes of the show anyway. Sorry. If there'll be a blog post to go with the show. So anything that we mention in the post, I'll leave it in here. So what was it called? Antvil?
Antvil, like, so if you just Google videos.antvil, like the insect Antsville, I think it's spelled VILLE or something. So that site is a gold mine. So like if you have any music videos or anything video related, you can just get a free account there, and you post your videos, and people from all over the world will see it and share it. And a lot of the big kind of underground music blogs, they pull from there. They pull music videos from there. So I got a lot of exposure from that site. And I just kind of noticed that a lot of, music blogs would share videos that were posted on that site. So that's kind of like a little golden nugget.
A hidden gem.
That's one thing. And so that's like, I'm sure there's more sites like that, but that's one site that I used where it's such a cool audience, because people will post really unique videos, and anyone can post videos. There'll be videos like Beyonce remix videos on there, and then there'll be like some random artists I've never heard of. So it's a really good place to like find really cool artists and just promote your own music. And they allow a lot of different types of promotion. But it's great if you have a music video or even like a live performance or anything. I would definitely post it on there to get some plays. And then if you want to be kind of sneaky, you make a bunch of different accounts and just keep posting your video with different titles. because like you post it only stays at the top for like a day or something. So that's, but there's so much traffic on that site that it's probably it's a good way to promote yourself.
I'm sure that I'm not the only one with like 10 Twitter accounts, so it's probably no different in that. But well, what else did you? Okay, you said that the videos. This was actual videos of you in the video, from like music videos. So, what did you do to promote those videos? Just that? Were you using social media? Were you using Facebook? Were you using Twitter or Instagram?
Yeah, definitely. Like mostly Facebook is the marketing that I've done. Like in my last album, I didn't know any. Like I still like my next album. I'm trying to work on like a straight hip hop album, like all hip hop. I'm gonna have, I kind of took 2 years off of making music. I was writing songs, but I wasn't really recording, where I was just kind of studying internet marketing and stuff like that. So I feel like my next album, I'll really know a lot more. But for that one, I feel like the best thing to do is, just create video content. I feel like videos are probably the most powerful thing that I've seen, the easiest to share on Facebook. And with videos, you can take the same video file, upload it to YouTube, and then now Facebook videos are going so viral, like even more viral than
this is a
YouTube now.
This is a great point, everyone. If anyone's listening right now, this is a very good point. I've actually noticed this myself, and fair play to you for actually saying this. Videos on YouTube or on Facebook are becoming the new YouTube. Like I've seen like people that are big internet marketers now actually produce extra content. Okay, they've got a YouTube channel, but now they're producing extra content that's just for Facebook. They're creating videos just for Facebook. Not the same videos. It's not like just, oh, I'm going to put this up on YouTube and I'll put it up on Facebook too. It's two separate videos, two different kind of pieces of content, because I think the videos on YouTube can't be, you know, people will listen to videos for like 20-30 minutes on YouTube. People won't listen to a 30-minute video on Facebook. The attention span on Facebook, so you have to kind of create kind of content around your videos on Facebook as well that are just kind of tailored for Facebook. And I think 5-minute mark is probably as good as it can get. And I've noticed this with like top internet marketers, where they'll have just like, it's actually just them talking about what they've done on their website or something like that. And you could do this with your music videos as well. This obviously, you could go, oh, I've just created a music video. This is my videographer. You could probably create small bits of content around the actual video on Facebook. So stuff like that. Maybe if you've got any other kind of ideas that you wanted to say, because I just felt that we just came on a really good point there with you talk about the Facebook videos.
Yeah, it seems like Facebook, with things on Facebook, the videos go a lot more viral. They're a lot easier to share. Facebook doesn't really make it as easy to share YouTube. Like Facebook seems like they kind of hate on YouTube.
Yes.
Like they started out making YouTube videos look cool. You're able to play the video within the thing.
Yeah.
But now when you post a video on Facebook, a YouTube video, it's really small. A lot of times when you click it, I think for a while when you clicked it, it would take you to the YouTube site. It wouldn't play it inside the Facebook, but Facebook videos look awesome in Facebook.
Yeah.
And anything you upload to Facebook looks great. And man, I see the superstar actors like Tyrese Gibson. Like he's built his account over like 22 million likes on his fan page, and he's already famous. But what he's doing, he's like going on YouTube, finding viral videos, downloading them, and then re-uploading them onto his site. So when people share those videos, he's getting all these links to his own Facebook page, and that's what like it seems like all the celebrities are doing now is like Lil Wayne's Facebook page is doing that. Like, but Tyrese Gibson's really just like he's just on it. Like he's just stealing other people's videos. I don't know how legal it is, but that's what he's doing. He's stealing other people's videos, posting them on the site. But I feel like that's something that anyone can do until Facebook blocks that. Is that so? You posting a mix of your own content is, I guess, if it's under 5 minutes, which is perfect for musicians. Posting, videos if you're either making beats or performing live, or your music videos, posting them on Facebook, and then once in a while, take a funny video that you really like off YouTube and post it on your Facebook account, because it kind of keeps your fans interactive. And
it's not just. I've been kind of telling people a lot that lately. There's a couple of beat makers that be asking me for ideas and stuff like, how do you find all these articles to post, and how do you write all these articles and stuff like that? And I just tell them like if you look at like beat makers or hip hop artists, rappers and stuff, I just noticed that it's the me show, and it just, I don't know, to me I prefer, I like when people kind of deviate away from themselves, actually. Obviously, my Facebook page is the Corporate Heat Beats Facebook page. And obviously, from now on time, I'm going to promote my beats through there. So it's a given that I'm going to be promoting my beats. Or if I was a hip-hop artist, I'd be promoting myself. But obviously, I stick in stuff like, a lot of the time I bookmark stuff that I read, like I'm trying to learn, and then I share it on Facebook. That's the way I kind of want I didn't really like, there was like the meme marketing was huge there for a while, where people were just posting funny little pictures of stuff. It wasn't really my kind of thing. I didn't really see that I was going to get the kind of people that I wanted to come to my Facebook page. And then I noticed that when I was doing it, there was like just random people liking, and I just didn't want that kind of demographic, because if I'm going to release some music, I really want to know that there's people that are obviously hip hop artists, and that are people that are interested in hip hop music and coming to my page. And that's what I really try to nail down, is just kind of sharing all their kind of stuff that I'm interested in. Obviously, like Game of Thrones came out there like on Sunday, and I shared a little post about that, because it's completely different. It's not just kind of me going like buy another beat and kind of stuff like that. That's the way I tend to do it. And I think it's a good idea that other artists should kind of deviate away from just kind of putting it about the me show. What do you think about that?
No, yeah, I think that's really, really smart. And like you having this show, this music marketing show, you're not just, promoting your beats or whatever. You're helping other people figure out how to market their own stuff and how to market online.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that just attracts more people to you. And that's what I see a lot of people doing is, like I've seen a lot of rappers doing this on YouTube too, is they'll have their rap channel where they just post all their, their rap music videos. And then they'll have another channel where they post rap tips.
Yeah.
For their process. And I think that's really smart, because you're allowing people to get to know you. You're allowing people to get to know your process, bringing them into your own worlds. And then they're going to be way more likely to show you love and listen to your music, because you're giving them value, giving them good stuff. So,
mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that's really powerful.
That's a really cool idea, actually. I really love that. No, I really like that. Like, I obviously tell a lot of people, like I get like the very first question I ask when people sign up to my newsletter. I remember saying on the very second email that people get on my newsletter, I always ask them, "What are you struggling with your music?" Because I obviously, as a blogger, struggle with what the fuck am I going to write about. And obviously, the best thing I can tell is like get people to actually tell me what they want to write about. And it's great little kind of feedback kind of thing to give me some ideas. And they're like, "Oh, I want to get more Twitter followers, or I don't know how to approach blogs, or stuff like that." And I just think that's a kind of a cool kind of question to ask. And I always find some kind of content to write about that. And I just think that obviously when rappers are starting off, the first thing they could do is review their favorite albums. Let's say they have a YouTube channel. Okay, you've got 5 new songs that you have on your new mixtape or your new album. Obviously, review Kendrick Lamar's album. Tell people your opinion. These review sites get millions of views. There's one guy on YouTube now, he's a star because of reviewing albums. That's all he does, is review albums. And I'm not the best person, but obviously I'm not saying that everyone's going to become a YouTube star, but just kind of putting yourself up in the mix of what's going on in that kind of, so let's say if you find anyone that likes Kendrick Lamar's album and they come on and they kind of disagree with you and say, "Oh, I love this song," and you say, "No, that's the shittest song in the album." It's like you're finding someone that's in that space that likes Kendrick Lamar, and obviously you're influenced by Kendrick Lamar, so more than likely they're going to take an interest in your music. So this kind of little kind of, obviously rap tips was a great another way. It's just kind of creating content around content is a kind of what I'm trying to get to here. And I just really liked what you said. Sorry, go on.
No, yeah, I think it's really cool. I think people are being really creative with the YouTube, and so I think that's really cool. Just any kind of tips, like that's a good idea too. Review albums. I didn't even think about that. Reviewing albums, like as an artist, reviewing your favorite albums, or talking about who your influences are. I think just creating video content is really powerful. If you're an artist, or if you're trying to make it with beats or whatever, allowing your audience to really get to know you and your ideas, I think is just powerful. And I think you're right. Like, I think when people, definitely me, when I first started, I was like, "Oh, I'm just going to put out my music. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to talk about anything else." That's it. I was going to put out my music, and hopefully my friends will spread it around, and that's it. But I mean, but nowadays with social media, people really want to get to know people. They want to know that people are real, and and just they want to know everything, because they feel like it's available to them on, they can just Google anything. So, they want to know everything. I don't know. Like Kevin Hart, he's an awesome example. Like the way he promotes himself on his Instagram page, and I think he uses Twitter. I don't really use Twitter at all, but I check out Instagram a lot, and he has so much leverage with his movie deals, and I heard him talk about it, that because of how many followers he has and the way he interacts with his fans and how personal it is, and he shows up at these live events that have nothing to do with like his movies, just to kind of interact with people. I think just anything you can do to interact with people, anything you're interested in, sharing anything, and you might start feeling like a YouTube star because you're just talking about yourself. Like I seen like a lot of these YouTube stars just talk about random stuff, like, oh, I took a shit today. It's like random stuff. Yeah. But I feel like everyone has a unique voice, everyone has a unique story, and I feel like the more people share that, the more people will be interested in hearing your music, or checking out what your other stuff. So.
Okay, I'm just gonna finish up our little thing about the videos, because I really like where the conversation's kind of gone, and this is where it's worked with you, and I really like. So let's say an artist creates a video today. What kind of advice would you give them to start doing? What should they do with that video? Just upload it to YouTube, or just upload it to Facebook? What would you do now that you have a music video towards one of your songs? What exactly would you do?
Well, the first thing before uploading it would be like, because I've made really not so cool videos with like a flip cam, and then I had my brother make videos. I think it's really good if you're gonna make a video to get other people involved, to get a second eye on there, because the highest quality video you can afford, the better. Because people nowadays they want high quality, and I think they're more likely to share high quality. And so just before you even upload it, like doing your best to really kind of maybe recruit some friends or somebody. I think you can make pretty good videos on an iPhone now. Recruit an editor, just try to get people, like do some favors for some people, and do your best to get the highest quality video you can get, something that looks nice. And even do your best to come up, script your story, do all your pregame before you even upload it, because that's going to really make the difference, like having some kind of strategy beforehand.
You mean people will just not take you seriously no matter how good the song is if the video is kind of badly edited
if it looks bad and it looks cheap, if like the angles aren't right, if the shots aren't right, if the lighting's bad, it's going to make your brand look bad. It's going to make your music look bad. Even no matter how good your music is, it's going to make your music look cheap. So that's a tough thing to hear. It's a tough thing, but it's true. Like, I mean, just noticing the reaction of my videos when I make a fun video on my cell phone, for me, it's like, oh, I think it's fun, but people are like, oh, they don't want to watch that. They want something with good audio quality, good video quality, and luckily I have my brother. My brother's in New York now, so it's not as easy for me to work with him. So now I have to recruit some other friends, and it's hard. It's hard to figure out the schedule. I'm used to doing everything by myself. It's hard, but it's worth it. If you're gonna put out video content, you can have some video content you can just film with your cell phone, but the stuff that people want to see
like the main meat of your song, your album has to be high quality. It's no different than a mixtape cover or beat. You're saying it's another part of the packaging that needs to be high quality.
Yeah, basically. It's got to be high quality. Either high quality, or it's got to have a really cool idea. Like Lana Del Rey, that singer who's super famous. She made movies just with her iMovie. Her first music videos that got like over 12 million views. Something like, I mean, I'm sure it's a lot more now, but when she first came out, she was just doing videos with her, I think filming with her cell phone and just random shots of her, like, but she was really careful with how she lit the shots, how the shots looked. So it doesn't really matter the camera you use. I think most cell phones can take pretty good video, but I think being really conscious of the background and the lighting, and just really planning out, making sure everything looks good. Just having some kind of pregame like that is cool, and just make it meaningful to you. But I think a lot of people who've never made video before will just get in the mind like, I don't know how to do this. I'm just going to film whatever and just have no strategy, and then it'll end up looking like that. Most of the time. But if you have some kind of strategy, if you just say, listen, I know what looks good, if you have a good sense, maybe you don't know what looks good. That's when it's good to really get someone else involved, just to have a second eye, because that'll just make your stuff a lot better, I think.
Excellent, excellent. I think we're getting to like the halfway mark, so I just want to just kind of tell everyone about your course. You've got a course on freestyle raps for all, and you have it on Udemy as well. And
Yeah.
you teach people how to freestyle rap. Maybe you could
Yeah.
just give a brief intro about what you teach in your course and what people will get from your course. And
Yeah.
yeah, cool.
Cool. Yeah. So the course started out as I was originally just like an ebook where I went through these I kind of shared the 4 steps that kind of helped that girl I was talking about earlier. And then it developed into a video course and then from feedback that I got, it developed into like a full kind of how to rap course that takes you from beginning rapper, not knowing anything about rap, to developing your flow and rapping at a professional level and how to be respected as a professional rapper, how to be considered a professional rapper. And it kind of gives you these steps. So it's like, and it's just growing and growing. Like as more people ask me questions, I add more videos, I add more training, and I really interact with the students and stuff. So I have it on Udemy, and I'm also selling it through my own site. And I'm hosting all the lessons on Udemy because Udemy is really cool. It makes it really easy to have discussions with the students and makes it easy to post videos.
And some of kind of the kind of tips you teach in it are like how to rap fast, the importance of your rap name, fine tuning, how to kind of be a professional rapper as well, and recording obviously as like stuff like that. And you obviously have some kind of case studies as well where you talk about like Kendrick Lamar and Eminem as well.
Yeah, we talk about, there's a part how to rap like your favorite rappers, how to kind of steal their flow and make it your own. There's like an 8-step process for that, and I have a rap writing section where I kind of write a rap live. You can just kind of see over my shoulder like how I would write a rap. I'm using freestyle rapping, and yeah, it's a cool course. I feel like it's a course that keeps on getting better and better. And that's another thing with the video quality thing is like I started out with like really not so nice videos, just like filming with my laptop screen, and then I had a friend help film me, and I kind of like I want to make it so it really feels like a rap cipher. I'm gonna do another video coming up where I'm gonna refilm the 4 steps where I'm gonna have I want to have people behind me and kind of because right now it kind of goes back and forth where I give the person time to rap. Like I go through the steps, like I go first, and then they go, and then I go, and they go, and people say it kind of feels like a real rap cipher, but I kind of want to have that visual too, or have people around me. So it's like I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. I love that idea. Yeah, that's really cool. You kind of have like a couple of videos on YouTube of something like that where you kind of have like a couple of people there kind of testing out what you're teaching them.
Yeah. I have a or I teach people live, and that's another thing I was thinking about doing too, is like having a show where we go up to random people and just teach people how to start freestyle rapping like on the spot. Just like I think that'd be really cool, just going out in public and doing those kind of YouTube videos where you just like teaching people how to rap. I think that'd be fun.
And there's a lot of kind of confidence building with freestyle rapping, and kind of not getting stuck and just giving people the chance to rap that probably never knew that they could rap. Like you said with your example at the very start of the podcast, where you were saying that a girl taught you in college, asked you to teach her, and then you said obviously after a while she's like rapping really cool, like, and you're like, Jesus, I didn't realize I could teach someone this.
Yeah. For me, like when I learned how to freestyle rap, I was like, whoa, I'm so special. Like I have this special ability, and there's not a lot of people who can do this, and I felt so cool. And then I taught this girl how to freestyle. I was like, wow, like she learned it so fast. Like maybe I'm not that special now, but yeah, no, it's really anyone can learn how to do it. Anyone can learn how to freestyle rap, and just the benefits of being able to just be in that kind of creative flow state. There's like limitless benefits. So it's like that's why I really like the course, and I like to share it with people.
Excellent. Is there anything else you want to mention about the course, or any kind of links you want to just leave with right now in the podcast? Obviously, there's going to be a blog post with the podcast, so anything we've spoken about, or any kind of sites we've mentioned or any examples we've mentioned, I'll link them out to whatever we spoke about. And just anything that you want to leave the people that are listening to the podcast with before you go.
Yeah,
Anything you want to tell? Yeah.
Maybe I can give you a Udemy coupon or something.
Yeah,
Or
cool. That's good.
they
Yeah.
can get it or something put on your site or something. But yeah, no, I think yeah, check it out.
No problem, man.
Yeah,
That's cool.
thanks for having me on this thing. It's
No
good to
problem,
talk.
man. Yeah, yeah. I always say to people like that have came on the podcast again, I probably will bring you back on the podcast again, like soon. Like, obviously, I'm going to re-interview people and get their knowledge of what they've learned after what we've discussed again. So, like, I think like this was a great little podcast, and I love the kind of stuff that we talk about. That's why I like the podcast. It's not pure rigid. It's not like me reading. Obviously, I have my notes in front of me just so I don't screw up, but I like to kind of just let it flow. And we brought up stuff about video and stuff. I really love when we kind of find a topic in a by accident and not having it in an agenda in the first place. So
Yeah.
Pat, it was great to have you on the show, man. And I really
Cool.
appreciate you coming on and sharing your knowledge with people. And I definitely would bring you back on the podcast again. Is there anything else you want to say before we go?
No, man. Yeah. If anybody wants to hit me up or message me, been on my computer a lot, so people can message me, and I'm happy to like talk more about this kind of stuff. So it's fun.
That's really cool. That's cool, man. No problem.
If anybody wants to hit me up, so yeah, it's all good. Yeah.
Yeah. If obviously I'll send them like your Facebook page and your Twitter handles and whatnot, and your stuff in the blog post. So Pat, it was great to have you. This was Mixtape Marketing Podcast episode 18 with Pat Pera from Freestyle Raps for All. I'm Dan Hartnett, the Corporate Thief Beats, and thanks for checking out the Mixtape Marketing Podcast. Take care, guys.